All right, friends, let's take a little time to find out what's trending left. And we're going to start in Austin, Texas, where the Christmas drag queen is apparently alive and well. The show, entitled A Drag Queen Christmas, is touring the country, providing 36 shows across 18 states. Here's a sample of the Christmas magic families were treated to.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you also for coming out. Oh my God, so many of you. Ooh, I'm so excited. Hello, are you reaching for my Are you hungry? Say, mommy, mommy. Trust me, the milk's gone bad. You don't want this milk.
I'm so glad Kathy Griffin could make an appearance. Now, you may be asking yourself, what parent in their right mind would bring their child to a drag queen Christmas show? And why? Well, Sarah Gonzalez from The Blaze asked that very question to moms who brought their daughters to the drag show.
Do you find this to be age appropriate for your children?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little more, I'm not as conservative, but I mean, really, it's not any different than, I mean, Disney, they have similar things. Like, it's really not that far from it.
She's 12.
12.
She knows about sex, and I mean, she doesn't see sex.
Yeah, well, I mean, she kind of sees simulated sex in the show.
She goes to school. She sees simulated sex all the time.
I just think it's the stigma around it that's, which they don't care. I've raised them not to care.
So you don't worry that this is like ruining her innocence or anything?
No. She needs to know what's appropriate and know when to say no consent and what's appropriate and what's not, and how will she know that if she doesn't see it in a safe way?
How will she know if she doesn't watch Disney or go to school, as these moms tell us? And clearly they are more concerned about getting their Diet Coke and pretzels than caring for their children. But we're going to head to the classroom, where it's not any better, as we know, because a teacher admits she pulls students out of class to attend her Gay Student Alliance Club. Why does she do it in the middle of the school day, you ask? Well, she admits it's to keep the club hidden from the parents, and yes, the administration is on board.
So I run the Pride Club at my school, and I'm having kind of an issue with another teacher in the school building right now. She said some pretty terrible things about me and the club, telling kids that she thinks it's stupid and a waste of time, and, we're pulling kids out of her class, which technically, yes, we are pulling kids out of the class, but it's only for 30 minutes a week, and it's on Mondays. I have okayed this with my administration, with my principal, my admin, all that, because the kids told me straight up, they were like, we don't want to have it after school just in case, because some of their parents don't know. It would make them feel more comfortable to just, do it at school. That way it's a little more, discreet.
Yeah. Kids told her straight up. And it's on Mondays. Clearly no one learns on Mondays, so everything's okay, right? Right. Meanwhile, the language police is getting even more daring as they continue to gaslight everyone who won't accept their new made-up language. Case in point, here is a biological man who says instead of getting frustrated with the endless pronouns people are using for attention, just accept it and move on, you bigot. Oh, and by the way, this guy is supposedly a teacher.
Trans or non-binary person tells you that the language you're using to talk about them does not align with them or is not okay. Instead of getting upset or defensive, take it as a kindness to respect them, correct yourself, and move on. Trans and non-binary people are not a monolith, and not everyone uses or aligns with the same kind of language or terms. In general, it's best to just use the words that that person uses to describe themselves.
He looks like Professor Umbridge from Harry Potter. Tell me I'm wrong. Finally, let's wrap things up with a bit of good news from Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. In a brilliant move that will be sure to anger politically driven teachers' unions around the country, DeSantis is now calling for paycheck protection when it comes to union dues and teachers. Instead of unions garnishing wages out of an educator's paycheck, he proposes that legislation be passed requiring each teacher write a monthly check to their respective unions so they can be reminded what their dues are supporting. Watch America's governor in action.
Okay, first of all, you do not have to join teachers union, but if you do, the government, we don't want to play a role in deducting anybody's money, so you write a check every month for the dues, and you do it that way. And that maximizes freedom to choose. And I think it'll be a more accurate reflection of who actually wants to be a part of this or not.
Now, I'm totally on board with what he's saying. The only problem is most teachers now have no idea how to write a check. Like, they've never learned how to balance a checkbook or write a check. So we need to come up with another method of payment for them. Or wait, maybe we could just actually go back to education and teach them. What a novel idea. But that's going to wrap up this segment for today. Of course, you can be sure there will be much more craziness next time.